You know, it's nice to see Dandadan fix its BS from last week because, I think many people, we came in wanting our ball jokes. We wanted the humorous, and what did they do last week? They pretty similar to what they tried to do to my boy's family jewels. Take a baseball bat and hit us over the side of the head. Uh, Honestly, I'll take that over what they were planning to do to his golden nut, but I digress. So no more of this emotional. We're back to dick and balls jokes, baby. But legitimately, I didn't have another one in me. Last week's episode was too emotionally devastating. I rewatched it and just damn, it's even better a second time. But this episode was golden. No pun intended to his golden nuts. Though I will say on the subject of that is if Auntie Granny would have connected with that baseball bat, I feel like he would have felt that. So this episode escalates in such a hilarious way because we go from this okay, Ira clearly gonna be this love triangle dynamic. She thinks, oh, he's a demon, I shouldn't like him. But I'm thinking they're gonna extend that for a long time. No, they just immediately commit to her wanting to stick her tongue in his mouth. To them, Loch Ness Monster pops up, tries to hyper beam Momo away as the aliens return to fondle us and take our no-no parts. Dandadan's so back. I have full live reactions over on Patreon if you want to see me laugh and break in real time to this greatness over there exclusively. So, great episode. I love how this show's clearly a jack of all trades. It can do a lot of different styles. It's got the romance, it's got the school, it's got the kind of adventurous action, it's got the whiplash WTF, and, immediately I knew which side I wanted to fight if I had to pick between our two sides, and immediately I said no to that snail-looking man. Because I think that's what it was supposed to represent. It kind of had like a snail eye, snail shell kind of exterior, but on like a humanoid body. Immediately I said to myself, yeah, we might lose our head, get bit off by old Nessie over there, but I mean, at least we're just gonna die. Like, I don't get the impression that that dragon serpent looking thing was going to like diddle us. Immediately I got stranger danger vibes from what our boy was gonna go up against, and the fact that the aliens then joined in. The casting couch I want nothing to do with when they're involved. It's just it's game over. They brought out the scissors to cut off our. He just gets back 2/3 of his parts and they're already coming back for it. And then Ira pops up because you knew she was going to do something, right? Because, I mean, she clearly merged with last week with Silky, and we knew she was going to have some sort of powers from it. And it looks like she's going to be a ballerina who kicks ass and takes names, which is great because we need some more frontline fighters for sure, especially if our boy was getting pinned down and they didn't understand what the word consent means. So they have a lot of fun at the end, and they escalate in that Dandadan fashion that I've come to know and love, especially compared with how the first couple of episodes went. But I also appreciate how they know how to continue to do the characterization and bonding. So we come off of, essentially, these two girls just hating each other's guts, to now in this awkward stage of, shit, we kind of saved each other, but we still kind of hate each other. So it's like, hey, listen, you hate me because I bonked you with a bathtub. My bad. Now go apologize to my boy. I still hate you. And the fact that Grandma sells out her own granddaughter. And why? Because this new girl says, you're a liar. She can't be your grandma. She looks too young. Grandma immediately says, that's my new granddaughter. Kick her ass. Just hilarious. We got her just calling her auntie, and I'm like, that is just the most comedy gold. And you could tell that, clearly she was also going to have a little bit of fixation towards our boy. And Ken decides to be like, hey, listen, I don't know what's going on. I'm just a confused lad who had no social interactions. And now I'm surrounded by a bunch of crazy girls who want me. And Grandma wants him too, let's be honest. And the idea that you knew there was going to be something, but I thought it was going to, because usually with anime, they prolong that kind of, is there a love triangle brewing? And they just immediately commit to it. And I have to respect that, because often, when it's very clearly what they're building into, there's a lot of anime fans who can't notice, like, social cues, like overly blushing and nervous, their mannerisms changing. They're like, no, they're just friends. And it's like, Jesus, no, they're not. Our boy, He's basically in his gym arc. He's in his winter arc. He's like, listen, I need to get strong. I need to get buff. Don't know how well that's actually going to translate, because when he fights, he's in his like spirit form. I don't really know how much his physical body improving is going to change that, but hey, props to him for, doing the hustle. And then she comes in being like, hey, we gonna do this. And then, of course, Momo walks in and sees him pinned to the ground. Very, it's hard to explain your way out of that one. The only way I think he could have saved himself is if he would have slapped Ira, being like, no, woman, I said no. Then she might not have stormed off, but otherwise, yeah, there was no real saving that. And then just somehow the school got crazy. This show, it's so good because it's almost like watching 2 episodes in one, usually every episode. The first episode, it felt like we were watching the school portion of now new bonding, new kind of team member, partner, friend, whatever you're gonna say. And then the end of the episode, which was really only like 5 minutes, but it felt like another episode as well on the more supernatural, crazy side, as 2 different groups are fighting for their life. They have the comedy, they have the emotional bonding, and they have the whiplash, but it just feels like, once again, I feel like I've known Ira a lot longer than I have, and I had the same kind of compliment towards the beginning of the show between Momo and Okran, right? Like, it's just, they're so good at making you immediately like characters or wanting to focus on characters. And I don't know, I got a good feeling about where the last handful of episodes are going to go, and then obviously we're all going to be foaming at the mouth for season 2. It's interesting though, right? Because if we remember, Ira came when she jumped Momo with 2 friends. Those friends got thrown into metal objects, right? Like, we all remember that. They never really got referenced again. Unless I missed them in background shots, so I'm gonna, in my headcanon, just assume we killed them, which is just funny to me. Logically and realistically, I'm sure they're fine, but I just think that's way more fun. The ball thing was very unpleasant though, because Grandma was gonna hit that shit. Like, she wanted, and what would have happened? His ball would have done a home run. Who knows where it would have landed? And Jesus, he would have felt that. Out of every MC I've seen this year, I really think he's been through the ringer in some of the most ways. And it's the fact that he almost got it all back, and they're already trying to rip it away from him. These aliens are diddle fingers, man. And these diddle fingers need to be put 1,000 feet under. Great episode, though. You look at last week, emotional heartbreak. You're waiting for the next moment that they're going to pull with that, because you know they're going to eventually. But in the meantime, we get what the show's known for, and that is insane comedy, insane character growth, and just doing something that's so wild and wacky that shouldn't work as well as it does, but it feels just as serious as some of the great character dramas I've watched this year. It's also surrounded by such insane comedy and whiplash that just clicks with me. It's not going to be for everyone. It's definitely out there, but I've loved it from episode 1, and I'm gonna love it all the way up to the last episode that the anime ever gives us, whenever that will be. Hopefully we get a complete adaptation over many, many years, but, you know, whatever seasons they give us, I'm gonna watch. Let me know your thoughts and feelings down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course, ring that bell, and like I mentioned, full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. So today we got Sleepfish, Gabrielle Ray, Xeon 54th Element, Wayne Delquist, Juicium, Marco-san, and we also have Hirin 12. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and you all have a good one.